I guarantee you some of that is coming from taxes some kind of way.
No,
Even if it's casino taxes.
They're getting fair, but you know how, like I said, you know what, like Colorado.
Yeah.
Where depending on age or how far you're going is how much you'll pay.
Colorado is only for the disabled, so.
Right,
well, there's some people that get Colorado.
As a person who accesses Colorado, when I asked, I said it is initially in its primary goal is to provide the disabled. Now there have been people who have sued and said we should be able to access it, and they may be secondary, but Colorado is paratransit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colorado is paratransit.
Right, KC has where you can book a bus. Yeah, you'll have to pay like $15, $20, maybe $30, even if you're going like a mile or a block. You're still going to have to pay $15, $20. That's where the majority of their money comes from, because a lot of people do that. Because a lot of their buses, even if it's like not even weekend schedule or just regular, runs every 30, 40 minutes.
And paratransit only drives it only shows up places. I can't remember how many miles offside of where Metro's fixed routes are, but there's only so far Colorado is going to go.
And then from there you got to pick up with Via.
If Via serves, because Via doesn't serve everywhere.
Because Via now serves all the county.
Well, it serves all the county, but there's still places, because I remember when I was trying to get out there to Mitchell's Farm.
Oh, well.
They said, yeah, you can take Colorado out there, but Colorado Via, you're right at the line at Mitchell's Farm. The rest you're gonna have to figure it out. Lyft or Uber.
Well, they did that like
our public transportation system is terrible.
Via took over all of the county like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so.
And Via is Metro.
And that originally started in California, because Metro's also in California.
Metro's all over the country.
Like I'm saying, like Metro, the origin is in California.
The headquarters.
Yeah.
Okay. Metro's all over the country, but having said that, our public transportation system is antiquated, and in the way it does purchasing of equipment to keep it running, in the purchasing of vehicles. It used to be that the Metro didn't buy brand new vehicles; they bought refurbs and had no problem with people knowing they were refurbs.
Like those old articulated buses we got were 1990s.
From talking about the ones that like got the accordion where they kind of stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the original ones.
The original ones that were diesel. The ones we have now
are electric, so we know those aren't old.
Yeah, those are 2022s that came straight from California, brand new.
But there's Metro's terrible. Metro's terrible. They beat not having anything, but Metro's terrible.
They beat what is that place called? San Francisco.
Yeah, but let me say this much. San Francisco still has a train. Has a streetcar, if I remember correctly. San Francisco still has a streetcar. And San Francisco has something that even Alton can't compete with. San Francisco has hills. I saw somebody riding, I think it was riding and coming down some of them hills in Frisco.
I couldn't do it.
If a car is coming this way and you coming down the hill, you lose. I couldn't give a damn.
You better make sure you know how to duck or jump over a car.
On a bike, you're not jumping.
On a bike or a skateboard.
You can jump on the bike.
But I done watched Beverly Hills Cop several times, and I done seen
let me tell you, those are experienced. Those are experienced stunt people.
The real question is, are you gonna clear the car?
Beyond and land correctly.
Robin Williams and Miss Doubtfire, he did.
That was an excellent stunt person, because Robin Williams is not what's his name?
A stunt guy.
the
Jackie
guy
Chan?
that does all the Mission Impossible movies.
Pierce Bronson,
No, Mission Impossible, not
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Cruise.
Yeah.
Cruise. See, Cruise is out of his freaking mind. Cruise
pushing
literally
60
hangs
and
off
he's
of
still-
airplanes and stuff like that. He gets a thrill out of that stuff.
He's pushing like 55 and he's still doing that.
Cruise is older than 55. He should be older than 55.
I
Quite
think he was
sure
in
it's
his
like-
like mid-30s, I think, when he did, what was that, Titanic?
No, Cruise wasn't on
He
Titanic.
wasn't in
That's-
Titanic with, what's the name,
No, that's
He was probably in the newer one that was.
no, he was in Top Gun, I'm tripping.
yeah, Top Gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Top Gun and Titanic was like,
Because like I remember when he had the older wife. Was that Kidman? No.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, he had the older wife and then he married the younger one, Katie something or other.
Katy Perry.
No, good Lord, no.
Tom
Hey.
Cruise. No, that was Brad Pitt is married to Angelina Jolie. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
They ain't married together no more.
Yeah, they broke.
He lost his, Brad Pitt from here.
Mm.
He lost his little Missouri mind.
Mm.
When did you see Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a good movie.
He lost. You could tell he lost his mind because he was married to the chick from Friends.
Phoebe?
No. Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
He was married to Aniston,
Mm.
and at that point, I think Aniston didn't want kids. But when he started doing that movie with Angelina Jolie, she blew his mind. Next thing you know, they're filing for a divorce. But payback is a mother, because Angelina herself ain't exactly wrapped too tight, because she was Billy Bob Thornton's wife
Mm.
for a while. And then she had daddy issues. That wasn't the best thing. And then they had a messy divorce because Angelina had all them babies. When they went through the divorce, she has some of the kids she gave birth to and some are adopted.
Quite a few of them. The Indonesian and African one. I think it was 3 of them. She only gave birth to 1.
She didn't have twins.
I don't remember if they were twins.
But, and then just like Madonna went out and got her some black babies.
She was dating Dennis Rodman for a long time.
Nobody dates Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman is just somebody you sleep with.
Hmm.
Dennis is the quintessential person, example of gender unassigned.
Oh.
Look, when Dennis came to
No
the
gender.
Bulls, Cameron, when Dennis came to the Bulls, they filmed him in lingerie at some
I
club.
know. Yeah, I know.
Okay, then
And
then
then he would
is
also come
only
out with about like 30 rebounds at the same time.
then like now we have open relations with North Korea. Dennis was over in North Korea.
Kicking it with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. Dennis is crazy.
This is straight up partner.
Dennis is straight up crazy. But I ain't mad at him. Dennis, you will never hear them say that Dennis will ever be on a list of greatest basketball players.
He already is.
What? No.
He's top 15. Like,
He made it into the Hall of Fame.
You can make it into the Hall of Fame, but I'm saying if you had Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
They called him the greatest rebounder in the
he's
history.
the greatest defense.
They called him the greatest defense and rebounder in the history of
Yeah,
basketball.
he wound up there with some.
But all of that is defense.
I mean, he made about like 15, maybe.
When he played for Detroit, he was a very solid 3-point shooter. He was a dunker. He was an attacker and a slasher. And when he got with the Bulls, his main role was to get the rebound, kick the ball back to Mike or whoever the point guard was, and defend the house. But he still had it. He averaged, I think, like 5 to 7 points a game. No, I think he averaged like 4 points a game.
Yeah.
But he had a real solid 3-pointer.
But I'm saying, looking at him in comparison to the folks that he played with, all of the good folks that he played that were in the NBA, and then since then, he doesn't, I'm sorry, he doesn't, if we just keep him in the category of a defensive player, he's excellent.
Extremely.
No, but and don't come in his house. Don't
That's what
get
he's
no
supposed to
near
do.
the back. He will not only block your ball, he might block your balls.
He even get
Cause Dennis get away with shit.
yeah, he get inside your mind psychologically and throw you off your game where you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Him, Pippen, and Jordan was a dangerous trio.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Pippen, and Jordan. But we have the Bird.
Yeah.
Larry Bird did
Oh,
stuff as a white
boy.
male that other white males are doing now, but didn't do then.
Larry Bird still
Larry
was
Bird
not
blew
compared to Stephen Curry.
black NBA players' mind
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't being done. The only folks, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to apologize for it. The only basketball team that I think is better than anything I've ever seen, they are not professional basketball team. That's the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Before and after females on
question
on
for
the
you.
team.
Question for
They
you.
off the chain. Yes.
You think all-time Lakers could stand up against the Harlem Globetrotters?
With,
If
with
basketball is being played the way the Globetrotters play it, not in any form or fashion.
So you're telling me Shaq, Jerry West,
No, because
Steve Kerr,
because at least
Kobe.
four of the Harlem Globetrotter players, any team of the Harlem Globetrotter players, but the original, if you could resurrect all of the original players, hell no, because all of them could stand at the half line
And shoot.
all the way to the other side of and shoot. You can't have four players on a team on the floor that can kill you from any part of the floor. That's too much to do. Now, the exception would be that if you could resurrect Kobe, Dennis, LeBron, my boy from Curry. You hear what I'm putting together, right?
Mm-hmm. A super
If you
squad.
put Curry, and,
I mean, that almost happened.
You putting together Space Jam.
Literally, the USA team is the definition of the super squad. The
but
2017
I'm
USA
just saying,
team.
if you could put them together, you could give the Harlem Globetrotters some problems. But if they're playing their game, which is total distraction, bringing on balls that have rubber bands attached to them, if they're playing their game, no, hell no, because you don't. They dump confetti on you, throw water on you. If they're playing, because they're entertainers who play very good basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA players that I mentioned are very good, are professional basketball players, but they're not entertainers. Baby, no. And Metal Arc Lemon in them, the original team, oh my God. Them boys are dangerous.
I still think 2015 to 2017 Warriors could beat them with ease.
Yes, if you had to follow all the rules, no shenanigans. Yeah, you're probably right. Almost any team. But the Globetrotters do, it's females that have played on the Globetrotters team that do stuff that women in the WNBA don't do. Am I lying, John?
Mm-mm.
Okay, they just don't. You just don't.
You don't see them do it.
There are very few women who can stand in the center and hit every damn time. They can do it once or twice, but they ain't gonna do it every damn time. No.
I could.
Stand in the center,
Yes.
center court,
Yes.
and hit every time.
Yes.
I've been to your basketball games, baby. You might hit once, you might hit twice.
And you realize I don't get any shooting opportunities. What am I doing all the time?
Cameron, I'm talking about since you were knee-high playing basketball.
Yeah, that's when I was knee-high.
Okay, I
though.
tell you, one of these days we're going to have to go down to Syracuse Rec Center and you're going to hit. And if you can hit 10, I'll apologize. From center court.
We can go to the Y right now. Well, not right now.
I can't go in the Y. If you know that pool mess. But if you can hit center or Tower Road Park.
Tiger Grove's different though. That's double rim.
Again, if you can hit center from center court, if you can hit, you can hit. Now you say this gonna be a fade?
Mm-hmm. I'm bringing the sides down so they can brush them. I'm gonna fade it. I'm gonna start the fade here. This is gonna be smooth down. I gotta get some of the bulk off of it first.
No, I'm asking him.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a temple fade all the way around.
Yeah.
That a 6 guard.
No man, that's a 2.
So the numbers go up as it gets larger?
Smaller.
Yes ma'am.
As it get larger?
They get larger. Yes ma'am.
Pretty sure there's like a 36 or something like that.
A 36 would be really big. Depends on which brand you're using. I'm using Andes. My largest Andes guard is a 4, but they go up to like an 8. My walls, my largest is an 8.
This is the longest I've been without pain all day.
As long as without pain.
Yeah.
Oh, bless the Lord.
Yeah. Found out yesterday I got a cap. Fortunately, there wasn't as the pain that I get in my neck is not that bad. It's that calcified nerve.
Oh, you got a calcified nerve?
Not calcified nerve. I got a calcified blood vessel. And so, if any of that calcification slips, because when we start talking about calcification, if you have calcification in an artery or whatever near your heart, they start talking about, well, we got to get your cholesterol down and we got to put you on some blood thinners.
You can use lemon and cayenne pepper to heat it up.
Can't do lemon.
Oh, really?
I got just at Barnes alone. There's a list of 89 allergies, and not all, and a good portion of those are food.
Food allergies.
Food allergies and sensitivities. I can't do anything citrus, including pineapple, tomatoes.
Tomato counts as a citrus?
Yeah.
It has citric acid.
It's acidic.
Yes, anything with citric acid in it.
It's a fruit, but it's acidic.
So like sour candies can count?
Yeah, man.
Now,
there isn't anything real in sour candy. There isn't anything really real in it. I wouldn't eat that anyway.
I mean, you can make sour candy out of orange slices.
And orange has definitely got citrus in it.
Yeah. Anything citrus is something. Citrus is acidic.
Because if I could do, now there was a time in my life when I could eat all that. If I could do lemons, oranges, oh man, please. I have used oregano to address issues with infection in the mouth. On the 3rd day.
The oregano oil.
Well, no, I was using dried oregano.
Dried oregano.
Grown, and I took it and made it into a tincture. Not a tincture. Using making oregano tea. On the 3rd day, I was itching, I was burning, and I was thinking perhaps I was polluted. I have to look up oregano because I think it may have some properties that mess with the mind.
When I did oregano oil, it did me like that, but that's a detoxer.
Yes.
Oregano oil kill parasites, and so if it did anything with your mind, you may have had a few parasites here or there.
Anybody that eats pork has things with parasites.
Fluke worms, hookworms.
Anything. Now, I'm trying to think of that natural bacteria that comes in acidophilus. I think it's what it's called. It often you can find that in yogurt and acidophilus.
Okay.
I've taken acidophilus by itself, and it causes spasms in the over here. I don't know what it. I've had like when you go
Mhm.
Sigget's dairy products. They're very popular. Used to be the only thing that was in town that had Sigget's in it was that Sigget's made was the sour cream.
Mhm.
And Sigget's plain sour cream is excellent.
Mhm.
But I ate too much of it.
Mhm.
And I mean, I had never had it. I said, oh, and this is good for you too. Man, I had spasms in nerves and stuff over here. I would say, quite honestly, and will tell any doctor that some of the worst things you can get is modern antibiotics. Antibiotics antibiotics are terrible. I
I
mean,
think this family will know.
you know, we went on ahead and went with the antibiotics for that.
Yeah, but at the same time, I had side effects from it.
Oh well, yeah. That's why your grand is constantly telling you got to drink water because you have to flood. You have to flood. You don't flush, baby. Let me tell you. Besides that, oh, and this, I don't know why it is we have so much plastic in our food.
Because they're trying to poison us. In
What do you
small
mean?
doses. In small doses.
Is it? No, it ain't in small doses, bro. I wish it were.
We use a lot of plastic containers. We use
No. I'm talking about plastics in the food.
Mm-hmm.
There's this
microplastics.
there's this one woman, white scientist. I forget where she's from, where she has taken and altered plastic to meat, all kinds of stuff. Human beings eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil every day they wake up.
It's the nervous system. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil is the nervous system.
We eat from that. The knowledge of good and evil. Scientists are dangerous because they eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil all the time. The mind takes you places sometimes you ain't got no business going.
That's what I could do.
What?
Become a scientist, but that's gonna take too long. And I'm already sick and tired of school as it is.
Well, let me say this.
When you get in your field liking what you love to do and you love learning, you're gonna spend extra time learning about stuff you love. Like you do those buses, you know those facts. It's people that work for Metro that don't know that.
There's a lot of people. And often many of them are management.
Oh, I help Mr. Eddie every day. Cause like for instance today he came down with the 11 on his destination board. I said, you realize you got the 11 on your destination board? He's like, really? He straight parked the bus, looked at his inside sign, and then looked at the outside one. It was messed up. The way his Luminator destination board was set up was his codes are flipped. So like let's say the 8's code to Calvin Loop was 810 and the 11's code was 118. Whatever the last code that his driver ID put in is what will go in there, instead of the one that's pre-saved in there whenever he logs into his Luminator. Instead of it automatically saving as 8 to Cadon Loop or 8 to Central West End, I guess he did overtime or whatever, and he was saved in as the 11.
As in, say more about this 11.
As in Chippewa.
That's what I was afraid you were saying. That makes no sense. But he coded it wrong, or it coded itself?
Luminator issue, yeah. He's coded itself.
this gonna be a skin fade?
No.
Just the fade, no fade. It's still gonna be dark.
I'm not getting the ball fade.
Take that fourth one. There you go.
Well, this is getting pretty close to skin.
Still here.
Almost 8 o'clock.
We've only been at this for now an hour.
No, I'm just saying it's almost 8 o'clock.
Is that a fungus?
So how are you blending that in?
You said, how am I blending it in?
Because right now there's a significant line around its edge.
Mm-hmm.
So how is that blending in? Because right now it looks like a bowl cut.
Mm-hmm. That's how I finished thus far. Pick up on me. Yeah. Let me know when it feels like it's hot. You feel like it's hot?
What's that?
Oh, it's coolant. It's disinfecting and coolant. Clipper, you want to feel it?
I know about
Clipper gets
clippers.
a little hot.
I know about clippers. My eldest child learned how to cut hair from me. Learned to. I started, I think she was 10, I started off cutting my hair, so.
Mm-hmm.
Started me off at 7.
Yeah.
Sorry. You want your back square or rounded? Your back area here, you want it square or rounded?
Square.
Sit nice and tall.
your eyebrow? Looks like you cut your eyebrow.
Mm-hmm.
Same day you cut that gas and you use it.
Mm-mm.
You were experimenting. It's your head.
Where's my hoodie?
Where's he?
Should be right there. Would you like any enhancements? Black ice, the pencil or the razor?
Black ice.
Okay.
Black ice?
It's just for the
Enhancement. You satisfied with the fade?
I'd like
Fade
to
look
see
okay?
the back, please.
Yes, ma'am.
That lining in the bottom.
Down the bottom. Tighten that up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make it more boxy.
Yeah, I want to be able to see it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's fading now.
That better for you there? See it better?
Yeah, it's uneven.
You want me to bring it up?
Oh no! No.
I kept it low.
Yeah.
This is where his hair growth starts right here. It kind of grows up in like a spiral.
Mhm. I see.
I could fade that bottom line out.
No,
I mean, because you know, it will take this little piece right here where his hair growth starts at. It'll make all this
no, that'll be
seamless.
too far off his neck. That'll be too far off his neck. But okay, because tomorrow's another day.
Put your head up for me. Just like this, right there. It's what they call enhancements. All the young people like the enhancements.